when you're converting from one metric prefix to another, there's a couple different ways to do it. So let's look at the question. How many centiliters are in 1 deciliter? So we look at the prefixes. We know that it's centi and deca. You can look at what the prefixes mean. So kilo means 1,000, hecto means 100, deca, like decade, means 10. This is your base unit right here, so we'll leave that blank. Deci, like decimal, is 1/10. Centi, like 1 cent or 1 penny, is 1/100th. And milli is 1/1000th. So the question asked us about centi and deca liters. You can write it out as a comparison to liters. So we would have 1 deciliter. I'll do the work in blue. 1 deciliter is equal to 10 liters. And you can write this as a ratio. So you'd write 10 liters is equal to 1 deciliter. Or for every 10 liters, we would have 1 deciliter. For centi, 1 centiliter is equal to 1/100th of a liter. If you want to write it as the ratio, 1 liter would be equal to 100 centiliters. And now that we have these ratios set up, we can do some math. We know that we have 1 deciliter. Here, I'll write in green so that it stands out more. We have 1 deciliter. And we know that that is equal, 1 deciliter is equal to 10 liters. And then we know that 1 liter, and now to be balanced, the liters at the top here, so we want the liter at the bottom, 1 liter is equal to 100 centiliters. So then you would do the math, 1 times 10 times 100. And you can always, what you want to do in your ratios is make sure that your units cancel out. So deciliter, deciliter, liter, liter, and that leaves us with a centiliter on top. So 1 times 10 times 100 is 1,000 centiliters. There are some other ways that you convert too, which are a little bit easier than setting up ratios. It works out really nicely because the metric unit is set up with base 10. So you may notice that we are just moving the decimal. We're not changing any values. Ratio, like in the green, or line. So we'll set up a new screen here. Remember, same problem. How many centiliters are in 1 deciliter? So we're starting with deciliter. That would put us here on the number line at deca. And then you would draw an arrow to show which way we are going. We want to go from a deciliter to a centiliter. So you would move 1, 2, 3. You're going to move the decimal 3 places to the right. So when I look at my number here, if I have 1, we know the decimal would come after the 1 deciliter. I'm going to mimic the arrow movements that I did on the number line. 1, 2, 3. My decimal would move to here. So now when I rewrite this number, I have 1, 2, 3. That would leave us with 1,000 centiliters and 1 deciliter. A good way to double check is to make sure, are you going from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, or a bigger, small, which way are you going on this number line? So if we're starting large and moving to a small unit, we know that there'll be more in there, so our answer should be greater than 1. And we look, it's 1,000. 1,000 is greater than 1, so we know that that makes sense. You can use either the moving the decimal to figure out how to convert from one prefix to another.